For months now, leaders of the West, Russia and the United States have been engaged in a war of words. The political shadow boxing has been on over a possible Russian invasion into Ukraine. The West has described unprecedented economic penalties and sanctions with massive consequences if Russia invades Ukraine. Is Moscow prepared for these penalties? Let's understand if these sanctions could have an impact on Russia. Now, when US President Joe Biden raised the possibility of targeting Russian President Vladimir Putin with sanctions, he did not specify what shape the penalties could take. But America's past measures against authoritarian strongmen like former Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi and Syrian President Bashar al-Assad include freezing personal assets abroad and barring foreign bank transactions. But in its response to the West's threats, the Kremlin said that the move would be pointless since Russian officials are barred from holding wealth abroad and that any penalty would only damage diplomacy on the Ukraine conflict. Now, what could be more damaging as discussed in power corridors of Brussels? Would it be to ban Russian banks' transactions in dollars, which is the key currency on international market? The possibility of excluding Moscow from SWIFT, a key mechanism of international banking exchanges, could also be damaging. In the past, Iran has suffered from having been excluded from SWIFT. And in case of Russia, its crucial oil and gas sector could be badly hit. Now, another potential target of the sanctions could be the controversial Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which connects Russia with Germany. The construction of the pipeline is complete, and it is set to double natural gas supplies to Europe. Also in NATO's table is the possibility of banning exports of crucial technologies to Russia. Now, in 2014, Russia tackled waves of Western sanctions after it annexed the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine. The sanctions hit the ruble and saw foreign investments dwindle. Now, in response, Moscow built up what is referred to as Fortress Russia, measures which are designed to ensure new sanctions won't see the economy or Russia's financial system collapse. Now, to Russia's advantage, the country has a small external debt compared to other global powers and a large reserve of foreign currencies which are accumulated by the central bank. Moscow has also pursued a de-dollarization policy for several years. It has also called on its partners China and India to conduct payments in other currencies. Now, last year, Russia even said that it will be dropping dollar from its national wealth fund. Russia even launched its own payment system named MIR in order to minimize the risk of being cut off from West-controlled financial bodies. Now, the question is, could the penalties on Russia have a boomerang effect on Europe? Well, experts say yes. This is because Europe remains highly dependent on Russian oil and gas. More than a third of Europe's gas imports come from Russia. Cutting off Moscow from international payment systems would complicate Europe's payments for its gas imports. There are also fears that Russia could use its energy dominance as leverage and turn off the tap. While Team Putin may have felt almost negligible pressure from Western sanctions, it is the people of Russia who have been taking the hit of political tensions for years. Living standards have continuously dropped, purchasing power has fallen, with high inflation weakening the ruble. The Russian currency has also taken a plunge since recent tensions over Ukraine began mounting.